Welcome to more comparisons. In this lesson I'm going to add or subtract using comparisons of sets without counting up or down. Let's start with this one. Tim has got 8 counters and Sam has got 5 counters. I want to work out how many more counters Tim has than Sam. Right, let's start by drawing out Tim's counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just below them I'm going to draw the amount of counters that Sam has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these dark ones belong to Sam and these ones up here belong to Tim. Now looking at our picture, you can see that Tim has got 3 more counters than Sam. So we could record that as an addition question. We could say Sam's 5 counters plus these 3 more counters would get him up to Tim's 8. Or we could say 8 counters, say Tim's 8 counters minus these 3 counters would get us Sam's 5 counters. So you can see, using comparisons, we've been able to solve this question as an addition question and a subtraction question. Let's try another one. Let's imagine Sue has 14 counters and Steve has 18 counters. Just to speed things up a little bit, I've already drawn these in. This top line here belongs to Sue, and this bottom line here belong to Steve. Now you can see that whilst my counters aren't the most beautiful drawings, I have been very careful to make sure that I'm putting each counter directly above the one above it, or the one below it. So Sue's 14 are here, Steve's 18 are here, and you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 extra counters in this row, which means Steve has 4 more counters than Sue. Well, we could record that like this. Sue's 14 counters plus 4 more counters, which would be these ones up here, would equal Steve's 18. Or I could have recorded it like this. Steve's 18 counters minus those 4 counters would give me Sue's 14. So I could record that as either an addition question, 14 plus 4 equals 18, or as a subtraction question, 18 minus 4 equals 14. Let's try another question. This time Amy has 13 counters and Zane has 19 counters. I want to work out how many more counters Zane has. Well, you've seen from the 2 questions we've done so far that you could solve that as either an addition question or a subtraction question. We could say 13 plus what would equal 19. So that's Amy's 13 plus how many more counters would equal 19. Or we could say 19 minus something equals 13. That's Zane's 19 counters minus some amount equals 13. Let's just check that now using some counters. So this time I've decided to use some actual counters rather than my drawings, and you can see that this top row of counters here represents Amy's 13 counters, and this bottom row here shows Zane's 19 counters. And you can see, just like last time, I've been very careful to line up the counters on top of each other. It's very important when we're comparing the amounts of counters. Well, this was our first equation, which we wrote to see if we could work out how many more counters Zane has. We said 13 plus some amount, which you can see is that many counters there, equals 19. And you can see that I've highlighted 6 counters here, so 13 plus 6 equals 19. Let's see if our subtraction question works as well. Well, we're starting with Zane's 19 counters, which are these ones down the bottom. 19 minus some amount will bring us back to Amy's 13. And you can see the answer is still, the answer is still 6. So we can work out, well, we've worked out using these addition questions and this subtraction question, that Zane has 6 more counters than Amy. Hopefully you found this lesson helpful. For more lessons, check out teachertools.co.nz.